Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation. What I'm going to talk to you today about is G999 Masternodes. I'm going to show you how you can utilize Karathosting.com to host your Masternode. I'm going to go over their VPS services, and I'm going to show you how you can leverage your getting a Masternode to create even more crypto bonuses from that effort. So who is Karathosting? Karathosting was launched by Karathostars LLC. The company is a Florida-based tech firm. Karathostars has been a Karatbars/Freebay affiliate since 2015. We're very proud of this. We've done a whole bunch of things in the ecosystem, and hosting is one of the ways that we can bring tremendous value to the ecosystem, so that's why this presentation is here, so that way we can make the community aware and help people get their masternodes going. It can be a difficult topic to think about, but we hope that we can make it easier. I'm Taylor Ritchie, the CEO and founder. Our company was featured in CoinDesk, Yahoo News, and many other crypto news outlets. So I'm going to give you a high-level overview of launching your Masternode. It's kind of a complex topic. There's a lot of different things happening, and so that's why I created this chart that you see to the right. But first, the main things that you do when you set up a Masternode, you have to buy your VPS, and then you have to install PuTTY, install G999, and then you have to remotely connect, and then you have to configure it, and you have to start your node. So this can all be quite overwhelming to think about. But that's why I created this chart. So if you see in the green, this is your VPS hosting environment, and then the red is your local PC hosting environment. That's why at the top it says buy a VPS and then your PC. So basically I created this to show people that there are two environments that are working together, and I created this to show you how they work together so it makes more sense. So on your PC you end up installing PuTTY, which PuTTY is basically a terminal that you use to command your VPS. You use it to tell your VPS what to do. So when you buy your VPS, your hosting provider is going to broadcast the info that PuTTY needs to connect to your local PC. And they're going to give you the IP address and the port and some other information, but you're going to use your IP address and your port, and then you're going to connect with PuTTY. So on your computer, you open PuTTY, and then you put the information that you get from your VPS into PuTTY to connect to it over the internet, and that's why you see this down here. Now, this whole picture is just to help you understand. Don't follow this as the directions to install your Masternode. This is more of an educational thing to help you understand how it works, and that you're basically connecting your local PC over the internet to your VPS using PuTTY, so you can command the VPS to do what you want it to do. The way I like to think about it is a VPS is kind of like your virtual private soldier, because it's a worker that is working out there on your behalf that you're commanding through your terminal, which is PuTTY. But the main thing is just understanding that over the internet you are commanding your VPS, your virtual private soldier, to perform work for you. And then when that thing does that work, your linked address in that G999 wallet is then rewarded based on the work, because that's part of the configuration later. When you go to set up your Masternode, you're going to be connecting your VPS to the G999 wallet that is on your local PC. So there's basically the three components that are working, and that's why I created this chart. So hopefully that helps you guys better understand that. So why would you go through all of the effort to do this, to set up a Masternode, and the headache of setting up a VPS and learning how to connect to it with your computer? Why would you go through all that headache? The answer is 56,249 G999s. That's the annual reward for setting up a Masternode. That's a pretty good amount of assets that you can earn here. And the chart to the right shows how much annual profit that would be if the price per G999 was at specific prices. So if we look at 5 cents, for example, on the chart, at 5 cents per token, you would make $2,812 if you sold those tokens on the open market for collateral. And then, like, hypothetically, if you had 5 nodes running, then you would have 14,000 around when you get that. So this collateral, the G999 that you're getting, the way to think about it is your VPS, your virtual private soldier, is out there working. You're going to basically down pay on computing power with your VPS. The way I like to think about it is that it's almost like a down payment on this collateral that you know the node is going to earn in the future. So basically, let's say through Karathosting it's going to be about $350 for your annual hosting package. That at 5 cents per coin, you would make about $2,500 in that event after the costs of your hosting. And the way that I think you should go about hosting is to think long term. When you are setting up a node, you have to think long term. You have to lock your collateral in, your 749,999 G99s. You have to lock them in for 1 year to take part in this. So the way you need to be thinking is you need to make at least a 13-month commitment to this. And that's why when you're buying your hosting packages, I recommend to set up a year or more. This is because there won't be any gaps. If your node goes out at some point, it can be quite difficult to set everything back up if you miss a monthly payment. So yeah, it's just best to set this thing up for 13 months or more. And if you're going to go more than 13, then you have to do like, so let's say you want to set it up for 3 years. That would be 36 months for 3 years. That's your 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. And then hypothetically, let's say you wanted to pull out after 3 years, you'd have to add 1 more month on the end of that, so that way you have your 10-day window to pull your coins out of staking. That also would have netted you about 150,000 G99s. So let's say you had one node that ran for 3 years, and then in 3 years the price is, let's say, 10 cents. So that would be 5,624 per the 56 per year. So that times 3 would be, $16,800-ish. Not bad. Pretty cool way to think about it. This chart will help you basically figure out how to forecast your potential earnings at various PPG, or price per G99. Alright, so what we have here are the actual hosting requirements to set up your G999 VPS. When you buy any VPS at Karathosting, a dedicated IP address comes with it automatically. You only need one per VPS that you're running. So here is the Karathosting website. This is showing where you get the product which meets the minimum requirements to be a Masternode. So in Karathosting, you select the hosting category and then you click on VPS, and then you will see this self-managed VPS 2 vCPU 4GB RAM. And then when you click the configure server button, it's going to give you the option to purchase this product. So the best thing to do, like I said, is to plan long term. You're going to want to think that you've made a long-term commitment to be a node, to be a part of the ecosystem. You've transitioned from KBC, you've been here, so you understand the long-term things that are at play. And yeah, so get a year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year plan on being a Masternode for that long, knowing that you're going to get 50,000 coins approximately per year. Here is a side-by-side comparison of various hosting platforms versus Karathosting. So GoDaddy is about $29.99 a month starting for the exact same service, Bluehost starts at $54.95 for a VPS, which meets the requirements. And as you can see by the one below, the $29.99 a month one, which is normally $59.99, it does not even meet the requirements because it only has 60 gigabytes of SSD storage. The directions call for 100 gigabytes plus. At HostGator, they say that it's now 75% off and it's $29.95 a month, and it says 165 gigabytes of disk space. It doesn't say SSD. So then comes the question of, is that even the right kind of storage for the node? That's why Karathosting is the ideal option. You can pick the self-managed VPS 2 vCPU, 4 gigabytes of RAM for $28 a month if you pay monthly, and then it gets a little bit cheaper the longer you buy it. Additionally, when you buy from Karathosting, if you buy a 1-year session or more, then we are going to give you Zoom virtual mentor sessions to help you with understanding how this entire thing works. Or if you need help setting up your node, we can be a virtual mentor and oversee the process to help you get there. Additionally, when you shop at Karathosting, you get free crypto for shopping. Karathosting is a part of Karathstars. Karathstars has created a crypto token, and when you spend money on goods and services through Karathstars products, you get Karat tokens. So in working with Karathosting, you get to leverage your G999 mining, or you get to leverage your G999 Masternode into 2 assets instead of 1, because you get your revenue from your Masternode, which is producing the G999s, and then you also get Karat tokens based on the amount of money that you spend on Karathosting platform. I can't give the entire picture of what the Karat tokens will be used for. I don't want to make projections about what is going to happen and what is not, but here's what I can tell you. I currently have dialogue with the federal government of the United States, their compliance, and I am working with them to figure out the best way to build what I envision. So there are huge plans. I'm not saying that you're going to get rich or anything, or even that you're going to make any money. For all I know, it could fail, but at the very least, you still have the services you paid for at Karathosting that does everything you need. So no matter what happens with this other crypto bonus, everything is good for you. So, but that's a huge extra service. So like I said, with Karathosting, for every year of hosting that you purchase, you get 2 30-minute Zoom sessions with me. And if you want to, let's say you don't need the session because you can get your Masternode set up with the help of someone else or your teammate or whatever, I'll let you use those Zoom sessions you acquire, and I will speak at an engagement via Zoom for your team, or I can come tell my story at one of your PGRs. Like, if you end up not needing it, I'll let you use it for something else, so that way we can really bring the most value to you and your team. Plus, you're going to get that free crypto. Karathstars has huge plans, and most of you have probably seen some of the work that I've done, so you know that I'm going to do big things, so you want to be a part of it. It's $336 for 1 year, and then it gets just a little bit cheaper the longer you go. So anticipate that if you buy between 1 to 5 years, it's going to cost you somewhere between $325 to $336 to run your node annually, to run your VPS, your virtual private soldier, which is out there working. So like, this goes back to let's say you buy 5-year plan for $16.19 for 1 node. So you know that this is your investment into your virtual private soldier. When you spend that money, you know that you have 5 years worth of computing power that this VPS is going to put out into the network through the program that G999 installs. Basically, you're doing the work for the network that the network needs, and you're going to be rewarded for that. So let's look at it once again. Let's say you order for 5 years for your node, and then let's just say the price is 5 cents. That would be $14,060. So that's almost a 10x, 1619 to $14,060. And once you have the node running, these tokens are just going to be distributed to you. And yeah, so I feel like it's a good deal for you guys to do it. Hopefully this helps you better understand the economics of it, because a lot of people have been thinking they're going to get their node for like $7 a month, and that just isn't the case, because a bare bones node isn't going to run the software. You have to put a little bit more collateral out there in hosting, which goes towards your computing power. There are just certain requirements to run the program. So it's not a bare bones server, but it's not that expensive. And when you see what your annual profits can be from this chart, it's really not, it's not that big of a thing to spend $336 for an annual for your node, when you know that at 2 cents you're already almost near 4 times ROI annually on that collateral in G999 if you sell for fiat or other collateral such as gold, which one of the things that the G999 website says is that you're going to be able to convert it into gold. That could just mean that you can trade it into V99 based on the market price, or maybe there's a fixed rate. I don't know how that's going to look. I don't want to speculate on it, but you get this value, this 56,249, by working. And it's not who is working, it is your virtual private soldier, or VPS. The way to think about it is you are essentially a commander, and from your PC you're going to command your VPS, your soldier, to do the work for the ecosystem, and you're going to be rewarded for that. That's the easiest way to think about what's going on behind the scenes. So here are Karathosting 24/7 support and sales numbers. There's a lot more numbers than this in other languages. I just put the main ones up here that are going to reach the most people, but it's easiest to buy the hosting products right on the website at karathosting.com, but it's also pretty easy to buy it on the phone. You just have to follow the script, say, hello, I'm on karathosting.com and I would like to order a self-managed Linux 2 CPU, 4 gigabytes of RAM with 100 gigabytes of SSD storage. It will come with the dedicated IP automatically. And then once you have that, once you buy that, we'll go back up to that first chart again just to give you guys that last environment, or an understanding of what happens. So on that first chart, when you buy a VPS, the hosting provider then gives you the information. So once you buy that VPS, they're going to give you the information that you need as the commander to, from your local PC, command your VPS to do the job. And all of that happens over the internet, once again. And then your VPS works, and its work is counted for the identity which you select in your G999 wallet, which is rewarded based on the work that your virtual private soldier, or VPS, puts forward for the network. Thank you. That's the end of this presentation. I'm going to leave the numbers up for just a minute. Write down your number, call. If it's busy, call again. It gets busy sometimes. Also, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or other social media. I'll do my best to help you with whatever I can. As far as sales as well, it's really not as difficult as you guys think. Like, once you buy your VPS, you're going to have the information almost instantly that you can use. You will have to then follow the directions on G999main.net to set up your VPS, to download PuTTY and all that. Don't go on your own and try to download PuTTY. Don't try to download the G99 wallet through like Google or something like that. Follow the directions. Like I was saying at the beginning, this is more for educational purposes. It's not meant for you to follow along as you're installing your nodes. So be sure to follow the official directions to ensure that nothing goes wrong. Thank you. Have an excellent day. This is Taylor Ritchie once again from Karathosting.com.